to another story about helping, this time help for those who often can't speak for themselves.
Flying Fur is a documentary about a pilot and a rescue team on a mission to save animals from kill shelters. On November 14th, it will be a part of the Real East Texas Film Festival.
The film producers Alicia Wizlocki and Matt Notelfer stopped by our studio to talk about what led them to this story and how they found a new member of their family from it, their rescue dog, Teddy.
Every couple of weeks, he keeps coming back to fly with us. We need him.
The transports are the difference in an animal living or dying.
So Paul flies from Pennsylvania down to the south, and he rescues dogs that are going to be in kill shelters, and he flies them a couple hours north where they're waiting for their forever homes.
He has a small plane. He does this once a month, Matt, roughly?
Actually, every other week, if not more often than that. So 2 times a month, maybe 3 times a month. You know, whatever it takes to get the dogs out of the kill shelters down there.
We're determined.
All right, buddy.
We're driven to help save these animals. You have to act fast. The dogs don't have very long in the shelters.
To be killed tomorrow.
You guys are filmmakers in California. How did you even hear about Paul's story?
Well, it was kind of a happy accident. You know, we like to tell stories that educate people, that give them a different perspective. And we were in a waiting room, and I picked up a magazine, and I saw an article about Paul. And I showed Matt the article, and I said, this is exactly the kind of story we love to tell. So we contacted him, and the rest was kind of history.
When you're talking with Paul, going through this documentary, obviously there are some emotional moments where, you know, not every animal can be saved.
Yeah, exactly. Not every animal can be saved, but as Paul says, you know, at least he's trying. And if he can save one animal's life, then he feels it's all worthwhile. And he's saved countless animals' lives, so it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, according to almost 1,000 lives at this point, yeah.
Oh yeah, over 1,000 easy, yep.
Paul mainly pays for this out of his own pocket, flies from Pennsylvania down to the south, and then brings the animals back up. He's spending, what, at least $1,000 every month on this, right?
Every flight.
Yes.
Yeah,
every flight?
Yeah,
yes.
It's expensive, as you can imagine, fuel costs, and just, I mean, yeah, it's quite amazing what the guy does. I mean, it's hard to articulate it sometimes, you know, it's just so incredible.
It's heartwarming, but here's a question that you've no doubt had to answer many times. It's a lot of money to be spending rescuing dogs. No doubt there are folks who say, why isn't Paul helping people? Why aren't you spreading the word about some other campaign that helps people rather than dogs?
Well, I think dogs change lives, you know, and not only are we changing their lives when they're adopted, but they change our lives. So in a sense, that is helping people. It's also helping to educate people about, you know, what simple actions you can do to make the world kind of a better place. You know, so it's quite holistic in that sense.
Teddy's situation is the worst of the worst, and yet he actually got a chance to live and to change somebody else's life.
We should mention the elephant in the room here, why Teddy is actually here, because you guys didn't have a dog before you started this journey.
No.
No, and he is a little bit of an elephant sometimes. No, we met him on the filming. So the very first rescue flight that we accompanied Paul on, there was Teddy just kind of looking up at us. And it's hard not to be charmed by this guy.
This is a film that plucks at the heartstrings. What kind of reactions have you gotten from people that have been particularly telling?
Well, I have to be honest, I mean, whenever we have a screening, there really isn't many dry eyes in the house. You know, we do get a lot of those reactions. And then just, what can I do? You know, after they see the film, there is that, what can I do? Because there's so much you can do. You can foster, you can adopt, you can volunteer. So that's another message we're trying to spread, is the education about the whole animal rescue process.
You can't look at that face and not fall in love.
It's adorable.
It's perfect how he looked right up. For more information on the film Flying Fur or about Path 88's mission through this venture, just head to the 207 section of our website or mobile app.